It's happened again. And this time, the backlash is louder, sharper, and utterly humiliating for Meghan Markle. In a brutally honest takedown, actress, producer, and cultural force Mindy Kaling didn't mince words when she called Meghan's much-hyped lifestyle brand as ever a tone-deaf vanity project that reeks of elitist detachment and delusional self-importance. This wasn't a subtle dig or a passing remark. It was a full-frontal cultural critique that exposed everything wrong with the Duchess of Sussex's relentless quest for relevance and commercial validation, without substance, without authenticity, and certainly without any understanding of the world beyond her Montecito bubble. Kaling's comments, shared during a candid discussion on modern branding and celebrity overreach, struck a nerve. "It's this over-curated, overpriced nothingness," she said. "They call it lifestyle. I call it lifeless. And this idea that slapping on a font and a floral print is going to revolutionize how women live. Please, it's tone-deaf, especially now. That now is key. As Americans grapple with inflation, job losses, and economic uncertainty, Meghan's latest attempt to sell high-priced jam and mugs to the masses feels not just out of touch. It feels offensive. When narcissism becomes a brand, Meghan Markle's as ever brand is marketed as a lifestyle label, but make no mistake, this is not about elevating anyone's lifestyle. It's about elevating Meghan's ego. The name itself, as ever, drips with self-mythology, a phrase lifted directly from the Duchess's own stationery sign-off, as though the world has been waiting breathlessly for her next letter, her next pronouncement, her next overpriced candle. This isn't just bad branding. It's self-delusion masquerading as elegance. Meghan has attempted to wrap herself in the aesthetic of Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop, but without the credibility, without the restraint, and without the decades of groundwork that made Paltrow's brand a lifestyle staple. As ever launched with a marketing campaign that was equal parts vague and narcissistic, complete with black and white photos of Meghan baking in a farmhouse kitchen, surrounded by flowers, linen, and staged authenticity. But there's nothing authentic about this. Everything Meghan touches is overproduced, overstyled, and underwhelming. Mindy Kaling merely voiced what many in Hollywood, media, and beyond have long whispered behind closed doors. Meghan is branding a fantasy that doesn't exist. She's selling a vision of life that she neither lives nor understands. Part of what makes Meghan's public persona so grating, especially to working professionals like Kaling, is her chronic victimhood. Every new endeavor, whether it's a podcast, a docuseries, or a product launch, is couched in a narrative of overcoming adversity. But what adversity, exactly, is Meghan overcoming as she sips herbal tea on a $14 million estate and poses in designer aprons? She's become the emblem of celebrity detachment, cloaking herself in the language of social justice while living like aristocracy. Kaling's rebuke cut deep because it highlighted the hypocrisy, the Duchess who claims to empower women but consistently markets to the ultra-wealthy, the woman who claims to speak for the voiceless but refuses to answer a single unscripted question. Meghan's empowerment rhetoric is a facade used to justify every commercial move, no matter how vapid. With as ever, she claims to be creating products that nurture and bring comfort, but the only thing these products nurture is her brand image. It's spiritual capitalism without the spirit. This isn't Meghan Markle's first brand disaster. Let's not forget Archetypes, her much-hyped Spotify podcast that flopped so spectacularly Spotify canceled their $20 million deal early. And the streaming giant's executives didn't hold back. Spotify's Bill Simmons called the Sussexes grifters, and many critics agreed. The show was plagued by artificiality, scripted interviews, and a self-congratulatory tone that left listeners cold. Similarly, the Netflix docuseries Harry and Meghan was marketed as a raw, honest look at their life, but turned into a grievance-packed vanity project riddled with inconsistencies, misleading narratives, and curated sainthood. It offered more soft-focus shots of Meghan drinking tea than any meaningful insight. Critics were brutal, and viewers quickly tuned out. Now, with as ever, she's tripling down on a formula that has failed her repeatedly. Announce a project with grand feminist overtones, flood the media with curated imagery, then blame the world when the public doesn't buy it. Literally or figuratively. Mindy Kaling's commentary matters not just because of her celebrity status, but because she represents something Meghan never fully understood: true cultural resonance. Kaling built her career on substance, wit, and relatability. Her critique wasn't some petty Hollywood shade, it was a well-earned cultural rebuke informed by years of navigating the same spaces Meghan desperately tries to dominate. And Mindy isn't alone. The public's patience with Meghan's performative activism and consumerist feminism has worn thin. As ever is being mocked, not embraced. And now, the backlash is no longer confined to British tabloids, it's gone global. American commentators, talk show hosts, and cultural critics are all taking notice. Jon Stewart even joked recently that Meghan's jam might be the most expensive fruit-based disappointment since Prince Harry's memoir. As embarrassing as this brand launch is, the real danger for Meghan lies in what it reveals. She has lost control of the narrative. Once hailed as a modern feminist icon, she is now increasingly seen as a tone-deaf brand peddler with little substance and even less self-awareness. Her pivot from royalty to lifestyle mogul was always going to be risky, but instead of building trust, she built a fantasy. Instead of connecting with women, she talked down to them through a filter of curated opulence. Instead of creating something meaningful, she created something marketable to no one but herself. And as Mindy Kaling so ruthlessly pointed out, the world has moved on. We're not interested in curated perfection and Instagram-ready kitchenware. We want honesty, grit, and relatability. Meghan Markle offers none of that. She offers image over essence, optics over authenticity, vanity over value. As ever, maybe a brand name, but it's also a fitting epitaph for Meghan Markle's credibility. As ever, she has misunderstood the moment. As ever, she has mistaken press coverage for public admiration. As ever, she has confused her personal taste for universal aspiration.